most people would just want an update on where we are as a district. We have had our distance learning plan submitted and approved by Wayne Risa. We have begun to train our teachers on the online tools that we'll use. Essentially, we're taking lessons from our current curriculum, pre-K to 12th grade, in reading, math, science, and social studies. We have a website where the 10-week materials and assignments are on our website, so you can just go to our typical website and find those materials. We're going to be using Teams, which is a Microsoft tool that can be accessed through Clever. Our students are familiar with Clever. They use their logon and password, get to Clever, and then they can be connected to their teachers. All teachers' rosters are connected to Teams. So our vision is that every other day, based on the schedule, the students will be able to connect to their teacher through Teams. Now, this works really well if a student has a device, whether it's an Android, an iPhone, or a computer. But if they don't have those tools, then they can, if they just have a phone, even a phone with not a strong data plan, then they can use Teams to call in and hear, at least from an audio perspective, maybe not visually, the teacher talk through the lesson. But there are video lessons connected to all the assignments. We're going to print all the materials for families and students. Those can be picked up next week at the 19 food distribution sites. We're also, there are about 30 schools that will also distribute the packets. That's all on our website. The packet distribution will be next week from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. None of the assignments are required. We're not going to grade the assignments, but teachers are going to be required to give feedback, to facilitate lessons, engage with students one-on-one in small groups, conference, just talk to students on a social emotional level if that's what's needed. We have a hotline for homework, but we also have created a social emotional hotline if parents or students want to call that as well. Again, that's on our website. We'll have guidance counselors and social workers available through the hotline. We want to meet families and students where they're at. There are some that can do all of the work, and there are some families that are just trying to get by right now, and we understand that. So it may be a couple of lessons they'll complete. Maybe they can do iReady if they have a device and internet access. But again, none of this is required. It's just trying to continue some form of learning through this shutdown. Lastly, we're going to have our other personnel staff reach out to students and families as well. So academic interventionists can work with students one-on-one. Our special education resource teachers can work with students on the assignments on the phone, FaceTime, or through Teams. I would just end by saying we know the digital divide is real. This isn't a new challenge for us in Detroit. We've had positive momentum in the business community about funding a tablet or laptop for all DPSCD families and offering 6 months of internet access. That's not confirmed yet. We're still working out the details, but I am very optimistic about the level of commitment and engagement from the business community. And I'm hopeful that in a week or so, we'll be able to announce that level of commitment in providing every family with a laptop or a tablet and internet access for the next 6 months. I said lastly, but there is a couple other points that I know are on people's mind. We created an FAQ, frequently asked question document, that covers everything I said and more. It's on our website. We alerted families about the FAQ through robocall and text message. But at a high level, we won't be giving a report card out for the 3rd and 4th quarter. If a student had a D- or higher based on the 3rd quarter grade, then they will receive a pass. All 2nd semester grades will be pass fail. If a student has a D- or higher, they'll receive a pass. If they had a F, then they would receive a fail. Now, during the distance learning period, which is starting next Monday, April 20th, all the way until the end of the calendar year, if they complete their assignments, the teacher would be willing to increase that fail to a pass. There'll be no letter grade provided. Students' GPAs will remain neutral based on where the GPA was before the second semester started. But they will be able to obtain credits, which will allow them to graduate or be promoted to the next grade level.
What's going to happen to those children who do not have resources to get to schools where they're giving out meals? Several places have closed, limiting their options.
So right now we're averaging about 100,000 meals a week, and that's with a Monday and Thursday distribution. We are opening up 2 more sites. One will be Roberto Clemente in Southwest Detroit because of the demand there. However, I want to be transparent and say we just had to close Munger as a food distribution site. So although we're opening up Roberto Clemente, actually it was today, we had to close Munger. So Munger should be offering food again by Thursday of next week, but today Munger was closed. So that may have led to some challenges with now only having Western or Roberto Clemente in the southwest side of the city. But Munger will be back next week. We also opened up Gompers on the west side because there was high demand in the Cody area. So we went from 17 to 19, although Munger did close today. We'll open up Munger again next week. And so I do believe that possibly by the beginning of May, we could be opening up more schools for food distribution. We're exploring the possibility of doing that, but I would say it's highly likely that more of our schools will be offering food by beginning of May, mid-May.
What is the plan for summer school?
Yeah, so depending on just where we are from a medical and health perspective across the city, if possible, we would like to offer face-to-face summer school starting in July. But that is dependent on where we stand with just from a health and medical perspective in the city. So if things continue to move in a positive direction and we are cleared to offer face-to-face summer school, then we would likely do that K through 12th grade, focus on course recovery for high school students and just enrichment and remediation at the K-8 level. For the past couple of years, we've only had select sites geographically open for summer school. We would open more sites for summer school. It wouldn't be a requirement, but we would definitely use more buildings and open it up more across the city for access. But it wouldn't be required and it wouldn't be offered at every school throughout the DPSCD family.
You can find more at onedetroitpbs.org or subscribe to our social media channels and sign up for our One Detroit newsletter.